All right. No one here yet, but we're going to get started, and I'll do a little intro for the video in case that comes up later. But welcome to the Ottoneu Podcasters League 2024 auction. This is year 2 of this league. Still a minute or so away from getting ready, and I might be a little distracted at the beginning as we just sort of get things organized and set up. But looking forward to this. I'm also going to be joined by some of my co-auctioners, is that the right word? League mates. But Sarah, you're the first one to join. Thanks for being here.
Oh, of course. I'm so excited about this. And it's my first second year auction for an Ottoneu League. This is my first Ottoneu League, and I learned a lot last year. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I feel like I didn't cut enough guys for this auction, but I really like my team. So we'll see how it goes.
You're in a similar boat to where I am, because you have $45 to spend, 9 spots to fill. I have 14 spots to fill, but I only have $58 to spend. So I'm pretty short on cash, and I've got a few more spots than you. So we're in a pretty similar situation, I think.
Yeah, last season did not go as I planned. One of my best quote unquote values was $22 Wander Franco. So we all know how that landed for me. I had some dudes who didn't pan out last year. I've got some players to replace, but I really like my core. I've got Christopher Morel at a good price. I've got, Carlos Correa at a good price. I guessed right on closers. If you remember when we did keep cut last year, you were worried about my closer situation. I wound up with Alzala. I wound up with Kimbrel. I wound up with David Robertson. I'm like, oh, saves were not a problem.
Yeah. No, that's you did quite well there, and some of those guys are back, which is nice, right? Like, it's always a concern, I think, with closers that, like, you get the guy and they're great for a year and then they lose their job or they go to a new team or whatever. So you've got some good options there. Yeah. We got another manager joining us. Sam, thanks for being here. And Sam is new to the league, so he has literally no idea what's going on.
Is that different than any other day? That sounds like Wednesday to me, boss.
Well, that's a rough Wednesday, I guess. Maybe it's a normal Wednesday for you. I don't know. But yeah, I like the Husky sweatshirt. I was gonna say a fellow Seattleite, but you're only vaguely Seattle, and I'm not really from Seattle. I just live here now, so shared general region, at least.
That's right. And I'll always be Seattle. Once I went to school here, I never wanted to leave. So I love the town, even though everybody says it's dying. It's my favorite place to go.
I love Seattle.
I've been real happy. And I've got connections to Sarah City as well, because I lived in Chicago for about a decade before I moved out to the West Coast. And they're my 2 adopted homes. I'm still a Guardians fan because I'm from Cleveland originally, and once you build those early allegiances, yes, and Cleveland does rock. But those are, so I've got my native home and then my 2 adopted homes of Chicago and Seattle. So and we are now all in the draft, which means we can actually get this thing started. Just going to ping Daniel, make sure he's ready to nominate, because he'll be nominating first. And maybe he'll tell me if he's ready. We will see. So for those of you who are watching the stream, what you're seeing is my draft room, which means that as I go to, like, search for players, nominate players, bid on players, you'll all be able to see that, which feels like a disadvantage when there's people watching, but that's okay. I'll manage.
I mean, you crushed us last year, so I think you'll be.
I was going to say, I don't think you're going to have a problem with us knowing what you're thinking.
The rest of us are all like odd newbies, like, oh, right, this is how the catcher rules work.
Yeah, it is. There are some things you got to learn as you go, and there were a few of us who have played before, but not everybody, and it definitely was a little advantage last year. So I'm gonna have a bigger challenge in front of me this year. We got another. Chris, welcome.
Hey, what's up?
There's a banner in front of your face. I'm gonna get rid of this banner.
There we go.
We should be able to see everybody who's here. I'm still waiting to see if Daniel can confirm he is ready to nominate so that I can start this without us getting lost right at the beginning. But Chris, thanks for joining.
Yeah, awesome. I just got here, so this is.
How are you feeling about this draft? You feeling prepared? Know what you're looking to do?
I got my drafting software already. It took me hours to get every player in there, so hopefully it works out great for me. How about you guys?
I didn't enter players in any software. I'm kind of winging it. So
yeah,
I have like 6 drafts going on right now. And I was like, I got my player list and I know what I want and I know who I think I'm going to be able to get at a value. We're just going to see how it goes.
Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet with a bunch of names on it, but I don't have a ton of cap space, and so I'm not going through the same process I normally would, because there's basically like a handful of guys that I might spend on, and then once I spend on one of those guys, it's just going to be like, where can I find cheap bench pieces? So I'm just sort of being, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm not used to having so little cash, especially with like a third of my team to fill. So,
okay. I always believe in the thin slice in the draft room. I like to go in with my mind as clear as possible because we get all this information all during the preseason that I don't want to rely on looking at a spreadsheet or getting out a piece of paper. So we'll see if that fails me here, but.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Auction, so we're going. Hopefully Daniel will nominate. I'm a big believer that teams should be forced to nominate. That you shouldn't skip nominations, but this early in the draft, there's not a lot of strategic value to skipping your nomination. Later in the draft there is, but not this early. Oh, there he goes. He's here.
And there we go. Shohei Ohtani up first.
Going big right off the bat, huh?
Yeah.
He's such an interesting guy in this format because he's a DH this year. He's only a DH this year. You're going to, but you're buying a guy who could go right back to being easily the most valuable player in this format as soon as he's pitching again. So
I just want to say I appreciate that DVR always bumps it to like a reasonable amount and doesn't let us 1-2 it to death. He's just like, no, like put this in the 30s.
Yeah. I try to start guys kind of high early on. And then every once in a while I second guess myself. I'm like, I'm nominating this guy for 25, but I don't really want him. But I assume he's going to go for 45. But what if nobody bids at 25? So I like it when someone else does that so that I don't have to.
Oh, sorry. I did not mean to respond from the Keep Cut podcast. I think that's because we use the same stream for Fantasy Feud. But Kenny, thank you for the shout out in the comments.
$50. So I think it's a pretty good price, especially if you look at like long-term value on that. Who are we going to now? Jordan Romano, closers. For those who haven't done an Ottoneu 5x5 league with 5 relief spots and therefore 60 relievers available across the league, 60 relief spots available across the league, closers tend to be pricey. So
yeah, my secret weapon was $18 Ryan Presley last year, and I had to drop him unfortunately, but that was great.
Yeah. Well, and I had a $23 hater or $25 hater or something like that. And I was waiting all off season to see where he was going to land and what his role was going to be, because I'm real happy with him right now, but I don't know, depending on where he landed and how guaranteed the closer job was. I assumed he'd get a closer job, but you never know.
You're up, Sam.
All right, Sam, your first ever nomination.
No pressure.
My first ever nomination. Well, let's just get to it.
Oh, there you
Getting all
go.
the stars out.
Love it.
So Judge is a guy who I kind of need power, and I'd be very happy to have Aaron Judge, but I literally can't. This is more than my max bid already. So
No, that's me too. I'm laughing at DVR bumping it to 40 like immediately.
Just keeps
I
us going.
got him.
DVR keeps us honest. I appreciate that. It's good stuff.
Chris, you happy with that Judge purchase?
I am, because I released him for $70. So
yeah, I think that's a good value on Judge. He's Aaron Judge. he's gonna hit you a ton of home runs. The numbers are gonna be pretty good across the board. That's a nice pickup.
Really?
Okay. So in the surplus calculator, Aaron Judge was it said $35 of value, but his average salary is $54. I'm curious, was that that he got today, or did he spend more than what he's theoretically worth?
There's a couple of things going on with the surplus calculator. So for those listening, Sam is using Justin Vibber's surplus calculator just to get a sense of sort of what values are. There's a few things happening here. First is there's the way that keepers were held onto in this league. The surplus calculator is assuming that there will be negative inflation. Basically, the guys will go for less than they're worth because people were aggressive in who they kept. I don't think early in the draft that's going to play out. So the surplus calculator is saying like, oh, Judge might be worth X, but he's going to go for less than that. And that's that price you're seeing in there. And I don't think it's true at the beginning of the draft. I think late in the draft, there may be some values here, but I think early on there won't be. The other thing is the average value is going to be an average value across Ottoneu. And most of those leagues are not 5x5, and the stars are just less expensive and less valuable in 5x5 than they are in other formats. So the other formats, which are there's a couple of points formats and there's a 4x4 format. Those formats, the top end players are more expensive because there's less. I'm trying to think how to describe this. Like in 5x5, there are lots of different ways a guy can accrue value, right? You can hit homers, you can steal bases, you can have a high average, you can get saves, you can get wins. In a points league, it's all points, right? And so it's really like there's no advantage to being a guy who gets a lot of points from stolen bases versus home runs. Like points are points. And so it creates a steeper value curve that makes the top players more expensive. And so I think that's where you're seeing the gap between his average value and what surplus calculator is saying he's worth in 5x5.
Okay.
That answer your question?
Absolutely.
Ooh, here we go. Yamamoto on the board.
Yeah. Matsui went before that. I gotta catch up with my clearing of my list here.
Well, and this is where me not having a ton of money hurts. I'm out on Yamamoto. Like I can't afford this, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm very interested. I mean, Yamamoto, so his average price, as Sam was just talking about across Ottoneu, is going to be really high because like in this league, Yamamoto is available, as he is in every league because he couldn't be rostered until now. Aaron Nola, Carlos Rodon, Shane Bieber, Imanaga, Cease, Verlander. And then you're down in that tier of like Christian Javier, Nestor Cortez, Sean Manaea, like that. There just aren't a lot of big name pitchers or top end pitchers available. And so if you're Sam and you need to make your first purchase ever in Ottoneu and you need an ace, this was your shot to go get an ace.
Yeah.
So
exposure. So I'm excited.
Yeah. This is one of those where it's like, what his theoretical value is not really the question. The question is like, do you want an ace and how much money do you have to spend on one? So I like that. I think that's a good pickup for you.
I appreciate it. I was a little self-conscious being so aggressive, but I figure that if any format auction is where you get your guys. So
yeah. And you've got a decent chunk of cash. I mean, There's only 3 teams that still have $100 plus to spend, and you're one of them even after picking up Yamamoto. And so you've got a lot of spots to fill. You're not quite in a spot where you can just like bully the room and do whatever you want, but you are in a position where you can go out and, like I said, go get your guys. So
right.
I like it. And Michael Harris, 31, 33, still going. I really like Michael Harris. I was not expecting him to go. I mean, is he going to get over 40?
He might.
Might.
For a guy who hits so low in the lineup, that's my one concern with Michael Harris.
Yeah. And I also, with Harris, a lot of times when guys are young and they're hitting low in the lineup, you're like, oh, they're going to move them up. They're not going to move him up, I don't think, because like they're not going to move him up into the top 3 or 4. And if they're not going to move him up in the top 3 or 4, they might as well leave him 9th and let him hit in front of those guys. So
totally.
Well, it worked for Houston with Kyle Tucker, right? Like he spent forever in the bottom of that one. Yeah, so valuable. That's
true.
Oh, here we go, Jose Ramirez.
So this is the first guy that I'm really. He's gonna jump up. Third base is a bit of a need for me. This is the first guy I was sort of interested in bidding on of the guys who have come up, but paying him almost $40 would leave me with like, if I bid $40, I will have $14 and 13 spots left. No, I'll have $18 and 13 spots left. And $40.
I was looking at either Judge or Ramirez spending my most money on tonight. And really, it came down to whoever came aboard first. And Judge was able to get a 46. I'll hate it if Ramirez goes for less than that.
It looks like he's going to.
Oh no.
That seems right to me, though. Honestly, like Judge for $4 more than Ramirez. That seems right.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with that, especially because I think outfield, especially in a 5 outfielder league, outfield is thin right now. So I have no issue with that. If I'm you, I think I'm perfectly happy to take Judge at $4 more.
Yeah, I just want bargains though.
Yeah, I also do think it's also a situation where going after the first guy there's some value there, because if you had waited, maybe you could have gotten a $43 Ramirez, but like Daniel's a fellow Guardians fan. He might have been bidding forever. So
yeah,
your choice might have been like take Judge at 46 or be bidding 50 on Ramirez. So I hate in an auction waiting for the second, or if there's 4 guys I'm interested in, waiting for the 4th guy, because then you feel like you have to do it. And that's never a good place to be.
Fellow Guardians fans. There's other Guardians fans in this league.
There's me and Daniel.
It's a pretty big number.
$28 Mike Trout.
Goodness, if he stays even remotely healthy, that's going to be incredible value.
Carlos, my man.
Let's see. Nola. This is where, like, after Nola, there really are not a lot of pitchers I'm super comfortable with.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping he would come up later when I had more money relative to the field.
Yeah.
But I'll adapt.
That's the name of the game in an auction, right? Is adapting, figuring out what's working, figuring out who's available. Like, it's one of the things I love about doing auctions is that it's not just, I don't know. I feel like in a snake draft, and I love snake drafts too, but in a snake draft, it's like, I come up, who's the best player available for my team right now? Great. Got it. I feel like auctions force me to like think a little bit more, be a little bit more flexible, make more changes to my plan as the night goes on. And I always have fun with that.
All right. I'm going to nominate Salvador Perez.
Nice.
See, so since you guys are listening, you guys can get the jump on everybody else.
It's the one thing I don't need is catchers.
Yeah, I'm not. I do need a second catcher, but it's not where I want to spend my money.
Yeah,
I got JT Realmuto, Patrick Bailey, and Francisco Alvarez. So I'm not in on catchers. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, it's fine.
Go away, baseball pods. Sorry, am I allowed to say that out loud?
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Chris can handle it.
He's running his tournament right now. He's feeling like he can do whatever he wants.
Oh my god, I forgot. I probably got creamed in that.
I got killed today. It was great. Oh, knock it off.
I was against Prospect 1, which is like morphs my viewership by.
Yeah, Pete and I were up against Baseball HQ, which was we were definitely underdogs. We gave it a good run. We got up to like 44%, 43%, something like that. I felt pretty good about that. So
that is pretty good. And
yeah, it's good.
Well.
Losing close was I just didn't want to get blown out. So I got to nominate somebody.
I probably got blown out. I don't even want to check, to be honest. I'm very thankful for Chris running that. I always get, more viewer or more listeners and that sort of thing, but I'm getting killed.
The only reason I like winning those matchups is just then a few days later I get tweeted out again and I get another little boost of new followers and stuff. That's the real value in advancing in that. But
yeah,
it's always fun, and I always discover there's always some podcast that shows up there. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And so it's always fun to find new people.
Yeah, Chris does good work for all of us.
Yeah.
It is really crazy how hard you have to think versus doing like a snake or another kind of a draft. I'm constantly I can't get out of my head thinking about things with this.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I think this is the first formal auction draft I've been a part of, and I can't imagine this seems like the best way to go about doing a draft. Not to pick on any other, but if you can afford to have everybody get together in the same space.
I'm doing AL only touts for the third year. I'm trying not to finish in the basement. But auctions are so much fun.
I feel like they give people more opportunities to have more varied strategies. You can go get the players you want and the players you're most interested in. There's times where I feel like, a guy that I'm really high on, I miss out on in a draft because there's someone else I was also really high on, and they both came up to me at the same time, and I had to pick one. I love the ability to be like, you know what? No, I'm going to take them both. I'm just going to pay up for both, and then I'll figure out the rest later. Cease.
Oh, I didn't even realize I won, Marcus. Right on. Go
yeah,
me.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like middle infield, because there's an extra space that you have to fill, that's having second baseman and shortstops are real important.
Yeah, they definitely are. And Simeon, one of the great things about him is he's out there every day, all year long.
Right.
And so being able to just plug him into a spot it's just every league where I have him, and I have him in a few leagues, it's just he's like a calming influence on the entire team for me. It's like he'll be there. Everything is okay.
The Aaron
No, I totally agree with you on that. That's why I love Simeon.
Yeah, he's been like that since he was with the A's. 700 at bats. It seems like almost every year. It's almost like that's an actual tool that he has, as being a game player. He's just always in. Sarah, we were talking about it. He's one of those dudes, isn't he?
He's a chip guy, yeah. Chip plus. I have this theory that there's a handful of guys that you just want on your team because they're going to be there. They're going to be there every day. They're going to show up and they're going to get stuff done every day. And you know they're going to exceed expectations. These are the guys who have been outplaying their future values since they were minor leaguers. It's like chip plus. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's going to be there. He's going to play. Randy Arozarena, chip plus. Wilson Contreras, chip plus. Bryce Harper, chip plus. Like, there are dudes who are dudes. They are gamers and they're in. And Marcus Simeon's that dude.
Yeah, you never hear him complain about anything, too. He always seems like he's just having the best day of his life.
Yep.
So Sarah outbid me, but that was the first bid I placed the entire auction, other than when I started. I started Simeon, but this is the first player I've made a bid on. So, Chris, with Stevenson, you thinking he's taking that job sooner rather than later?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm gambling. Got to gamble on that. I got to gamble on the fact that he's probably the best pitcher in that pen, and usually the cream does rise to the top. So,
Pete and I talked about that on our episode that posted yesterday. And the debate we were having is not, is he the best pitcher in the pen? It's, is he the best pitcher on their roster? and I think he might be. So
thank you, Sarah.
You have more money than me. I can't outbid you. I love him.
I'm so excited for him this year.
I'm so excited for him in Fenway. That's a chip plus guy. Just like, can we give him?
Sarah, you know you're nominating now.
I am. Yeah. I'm doing it.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, thank you. I'm on it. Can we just give Tyler O'Neill his ALCS MVP now?
No, that's Julio's.
Well, I'm just saying the Cardinals have a knack for letting outfielders go to someone else and win the ALCS MVP.
It's a unique knack. Did you just get a $1 Paul Goldschmidt?
Wait, what? I did.
You did.
This is like the $2 Francisco Alvarez you all gave me last year. Thank you very much.
This is way better than that. As much as I like Alvarez.
This is like leaving Target and they didn't ring you up for almost anything that was in your shopping cart.
Goodness.
I'm sorry. That's the coolest thing that's happened in years.
Pause. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's just... I don't know how that happened. That's just crazy.
I was talking about Tyler O'Neill. I did do well with my Cardinals juju. Devil magic, y'all.
Yeah, I'd sort of looked away because I don't really need a first baseman and assumed people would be bidding. But that's yeah. I don't even know what to make of that, but congrats, Sarah.
Thank you very much. That's the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
So I think that first base was so deep that there's probably just not a lot of people that saw Goldie and thought somebody else was going to get in on it.
Apparently nobody wanted a first baseman, so they were just like, oh, I'm out on this. Somebody else will bid up, and nobody did. Daniel's like, I walked to get a beer.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think everybody's like,
your cooler into the room.
I mean, Orion Kirkring's about to go for more, and I love Orion Kirkring, but I think he's thrown like 7 innings.
But he's new and nobody knows him.
This is my secret talent for Ottoneu. I just get random dudes for like $1 or $2.
Yeah, that's a crazy skill.
All right, DVR is upset. I'm sorry, DVR.
Was nobody paying attention to Sarah? Why wasn't anybody sitting?
Everybody's like, Sarah's not gonna nominate anyone interesting here.
Yeah, is Carlos getting ready to nominate? Noble Meyer. Ooh.
I was changing the music.
Yeah, it's just I have just no idea what happened there, but yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I swear to God.
Yeah, don't feel bad.
No.
Yeah, don't feel bad for that.
Yeah, there's plenty of first base. I honestly think that's everybody just, figured somebody else was going to bid on him.
I think that's exactly what happened.
That's kind of how I felt.
Everybody did.
I don't think I need. I mean, I have Freddie Freeman. I didn't really need a first baseman. I was just trying to make y'all spend money.
Up the Welsh is.
I reset his 30 seconds. So
I mean, $1 Tim Anderson is also pretty great.
Tim Anderson, at least at $1, is like I get why nobody is in on Tim Anderson, but I also understand why people might be excited about Tim Anderson. Like you can see where like for $1, he could bounce back and have a really solid year and be the same valuable player he was for a long time. He also might be done. I just don't know.
I mean, there's a non-zero chance he gets totally salty about his entire existence. And what he winds up doing is he hits 300, he steals 20 bags. He wants a big contract next year. He's playing for his life in the league, but he could also just flame out. I don't know.
I so wanted him to go to Cleveland.
No, no, thank you. He's too valuable as a villain in Cleveland.
Yeah, way too valuable.
That would have made the best commercials. Him and Jose Ramirez selling something on TV together, making up.
Machado.
I'm not getting another deal like that tonight.
No, you are not.
Everybody if it says high bidder, BCB Sarah, we're gonna know.
I love you all. You're great.
We are pretty great.
You're killing me right now.
And still debating if I want to keep going on Manny. I'm going to give one more. I'm going to put another $1 out there and see what happens.
Oh,
it's a great value on Machado. I just don't have the money for it.
I have like 4 third basemen, so I don't feel like I can bid on another one. 5.
I might have the money for
it. Well, once you have a $1 Goldie, you got the money for anything.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, that's not true because I have. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep pace with this.
I can't bid. So.
My third base situation is not great. I have no Machado, but I also have Santiago Espinal, which that's not real.
Right now, I have Wilmer Flores, so I probably need a third baseman.
They are both real players.
I mean, they are guys on major league rosters technically at this point in time.
That's what I'm talking about. That is hope springs eternal. It's still March.
Yeah,
I have Jorge Polanco and Alec Boehm. I think those are the only 2 third base eligible players I've got.
Well, I got third baseman for after the draft. If this is a trade, people are welcome to come bring their offers for my third baseman.
I do have Christopher Morel, who's going to get third base eligibility shortly.
Yes, that's true.
Don't too early. I needed him to go later.
Yep.
I needed him in like an hour.
Yusei Kikuchi, Shohei Ohtani. We used to sing all the time in our house.
Shota looked so good the other day, y'all. He struck out 5 in 2 innings. It was amazing.
He looks legit.
It looked sick. I was just, and yes, he gave up a home run, but I don't care.
I know.
I like you guys talking him up as you bid against each other.
Maybe
Instead of
trying
doing
to
the
spend
opposite,
Sam money.
instead of both of you being like, no, he's terrible. Why would you bid on him?
Sam and I aren't going to fool each other. We know.
Sarah is actually one of my oldest friends in this industry. I really feel like I know Sarah well, so she can give it to me if she wants to.
All right.
Ooh, interesting.
Matt Chapman turned down a 3-digit $1 million deal from the Blue Jays and signed for how much with the Giants?
All the Boris dudes, man. Every single one of them.
Well, not every one of them. A couple of them did well, but
it's been a weird offseason for Boris for sure.
I think
I'm surprised he hasn't screamed collusion.
I think he came up against the wrong set of teams.
Yeah, he couldn't trick the Mets into taking anybody.
Right, like the Cubs are very on their spreadsheets. The Giants are very on their spreadsheets. He just didn't have a team that was going to go ridiculous amounts of money.
Nice get.
Thank you. I needed that.
You'll get 2 good months and 4 bad ones.
That's how I feel.
I go back and forth on what's going to happen to Chapman in San Francisco because he was so good with the A's for so long, but that was pre the hip injury. But I like him. It's fine for $10.
It's be interesting to see like Estevez going for less than the guy he theoretically has the job over. It's an interesting one.
It's a weird situation.
It is.
It's a weird situation, but I'm still good that
I don't.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with either of those prices or even with the fact that Estevez went for less. It's just such an odd situation because I feel like it's so rare that like there's lots of times where I'm like, well, there's a better pitcher in that bullpen, but like this guy's got the job, and if he's got the job, he's got the job. It just doesn't really feel that way with this one. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
What was the last Angels pitcher that you truly trusted, other than Shohei that season that he was pitching and hitting? Like how far?
That's a good question.
You know, I don't trust any of their pitching, and it's the only reason that, you know, I feel like Trout and Otani didn't get to play on a bigger stage. They just don't have any consistent arms in that organization. They wasted all of it on Rendon. And the second half,
not a chip plus player for the record.
Not, no.
My favorite thing about last offseason, while I was writing the minor league baseball analysts, I covered the Angels organization, and I had a person who's no longer in that organization basically trying to sell me on all of these great moves that they were making, and didn't really work out for him, any of the moves that they were making.
Nope.
The last Angels pitcher I really trusted, and I hate to bring it up because it's such a sad story, but Tyler Skaggs. I was just a huge fan. I had him on a number of teams. He had really like he'd become a guy that I was like, yeah, I'll plug him in. He's in my lineup. I feel good about him. But since then, and even before then, there aren't a lot of other names that I feel good about. All right, Sam, who you got for us this time?
Shit, I don't know. Let's pick. Oh, those are all terrible. We'll nominate him. Let's go, Nikki.
Intriguing.
It should be clear I have no strategy about anything right now. I'm literally just trying to sponge everything up as it's happening around me.
I'm here for it. Love it. Team Chaos.
That's a great way to take this draft. I mean, really.
Oh my God, Chris, I didn't realize that was a background behind you.
Yeah, it is. I'm
You
sorry.
finally moved your head and I saw the shadow move with you, but I was like, wait a minute, what's going on in his house? Is there a dimension opening up behind his head?
My wife would kill me if I didn't have that on. We're moving stuff around right now, and everything's in this office behind me. So
that's a good price on Nick.
Yeah, I like it. I'm happy with my auction so far.
Okay, guys, pay attention.
So somebody at least bid 2.
Go away, Derek. I say that in the nicest way possible.
This has gotten too rich for my blood, but I like it. Pretty big Von Grissom fan.
Well, you don't get points for errors or anything like that. So
yeah,
as long as he's hitting, I feel like I'm safe.
Yeah.
I am kicking myself. I was in a draft and hold the other day right when it came out that he got hurt, and I had just taken my last pick instead of Emmanuel Valdez, and I would have totally taken Emmanuel Valdez if I had seen the news first.
Yeah, dude, I like the situation for Grissom a lot too, because he's like once he is healthy and playing, he should get plenty of leash, right? He should be given plenty of opportunity to show what he can do, and clearly that wasn't happening in Atlanta, but it's a particularly good situation, I think, for him. So it's just he should have the opportunity. There's room for him. They gave up, real value to go get him. They'll give him a real shot.
It's a great park to break into the majors. I mean, it's not like he's coming up in T-Mobile, so
yeah.
I think he made his major league debut in Fenway. Just one of the most random things to be thrown out.
Bieber. I like a $19 Bieber for Pete.
Oh, shit.
Lars Nootbaar. It's intriguing.
Do you guys feel like Lars is overrated in the fantasy community?
I think we'll find out this year. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you were going first. Go.
I think we'll find out this year. He hits the ball hard, but whether or not that becomes production and he can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I'm starting to distrust St. Louis in a little bit that I don't want to compare them to the Colorado Rockies, but they've got such log jams in places and so much talent that they're just kind of letting go of that. I don't know if they're going to.
I also think he's like the way he's rated in fantasy communities is appropriate for his real life value more than it is for his fantasy value, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too.
I think he is a better player for the Cardinals than he is for my fantasy team. Is basically my takeaway. Just because, especially in a 5x5 context, like he doesn't have a ton of power, he doesn't steal a ton of bases. He's just like he doesn't have a particularly great average. He's just like he walks a ton, which is great. He doesn't strike out very much, and so he's on base a lot. Like that's awesome. But especially in a 5x5 context, it just isn't doing that much for you.
Yeah, the thing with the Cardinals lately and their outfield talent, I just don't trust them to evaluate it correctly at all. I mean, they didn't make the deal for Juan Soto because they were worried about losing Dylan Carlson. They traded away Adolis Garcia. They traded away Randy Arozarena. They just traded away Tyler O'Neill. At this point, I'm more likely to invest in a Cardinals outfielder who's been traded than one they kept. And I don't know. I know why people like Lars a lot, but I don't.
who I was going to nominate.
So what are you guys expecting from Lee?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I was
percentage?
figuring I was figuring I could get him for $1 or $2. I'm kind of surprised that
He has his fans. I mean, there are people that really, really like him. I'm not. I think he's 2 or 3 years away from really breaking out in the majors. I think there's going to be a year of him acclimating to being here. So
I always expect that with players who come from overseas, that just like it's not an easy transition, right? From a baseball perspective, it's not an easy transition, but then you add in different culture, not speaking the language, or at least not speaking your native language, even if you do speak the language, a ridiculously huge amount of travel relative to what they're used to. Like, it's a really different scenario to be moving into. So
I can't believe some of you are done with TGFBI.
oh yeah,
My draft is going to go for like a week.
it went so quickly. Everybody was just so on it. It was wonderful.
It's a miracle.
I didn't participate the last few years because it's like the worst time for me in my real life to be, doing a slow draft. And I always, one year we finished first among all the teams. Every other year I was the last, I was in the league with the last, still going.
$7 per doe, really?
yeah, it's my first pickup of the draft, and I'm thrilled with that. I know he looked terrible today, but at $7, I don't care because
no, that's awesome.
If he finds his way back to being what we know he's capable of being, it's going to be fantastic. And if he doesn't, he hasn't really cost me very much. So I'm real happy with how that played out.
Yeah, that was great.
It's no $1 Paul Goldschmidt, but it'll do.
I think we all know that was a weird mishap that should never happen. I just got really lucky. I'll take it, but that was luck.
So, Sarah, we got a question here that I'm going to put up on the screen. Someone who said, came in the middle of that Cardinals discussion, wanted to know, are you out on Jordan Walker?
So Walker that's a great question.
So
no, I love Jordan Walker, actually, but I actually don't trust the Cardinals to evaluate him correctly. I would bet that if the Cardinals front office group stays intact the way it is, in 2 years, we're talking about Jordan Walker getting traded away or let go or whatever, while Mason Wynn or somebody is still there. I think they're evaluating their talent incorrectly. And until there's a front office change, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Other than I love Tyler O'Neill in Boston, and I'm kind of out on most of the guys that they have playing there right now.
So you go, Dylan. Hopefully that helps answer your question. I personally, I think Walker's just an awesome talent. Yeah. I think people got so down on him last year so quickly because the hype in draft season got so high. And then he came out of the gates like not great. He had a really good year last year. And for some reason, I feel like people are just like have missed the fact that he was good, and he was very good after he got sent down and came back up. So I think there's a potential for a big break out there, although I do share your concern about the Cardinals' competence at this point. But while we're having that conversation and while I was putting that question up, the In the Deep team got Eloy Jimenez for $10. And I got back to the draft screen with like 1 second left and was frantically trying to hit the +1 to go to 11. And I failed. So that's Eloy's looked good this spring. He can hit. We know he can hit if he can stay healthy. And so I was really hoping to pick him up, but I'll go find somebody else.
Yeah, Aloy is a hard player for me to evaluate this year just because the White Sox, man, are so bad. Like,
yeah,
so bad. Did you all really just let me do that?
No, I think Verlander's toast. So
he might be toast, but $5 is worth it.
It is.
I don't think there's anything wrong with $5 Verlander, but I don't think that's I also don't think it's like a crazy value. I think
I was waiting for it to tick up, but no, I'm happy with it.
I'd be happy with him too. I think I just like he's already behind.
That's true.
Really old. Like it's just there's a lot of concerns I have with him.
That's true.
But then on the other hand, like he's Justin Verlander. And at some point I just like I guess at some point like age will catch up with him, but it feels like it's taken a lot longer to catch up with him than it does for anyone else.
That's true. I love DVR getting $4 Felix Bautista.
I was hoping to get Bautista much later for like $2 or $3, but
is he pitching this year?
No, but it's a keeper league basically. So
yeah, for a reliever, bringing in at $6 at the minimum next year. I mean, that's going to be a pretty good play.
Yeah.
DVR.
Right. I mean, if you look at like Jordan Romano went for like 26, something like that. What did Jordan? He went really early.
He went really high. Yeah.
Right. So if Bautista were a free agent at this time next year, we'd be talking about him going for $25 to $30, maybe more, probably not more, but somewhere in that range. Having him locked up for $6, he'll probably attract some arbitration when we go through the arbitration process, but pretty good.
But even then, I mean, I don't think he's going to be over $15, and that's pretty good for a closer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a great value. I'm a big fan of Andres Jimenez. I think he's going to have a really big year this year. He doesn't really fit what I need, so I had to let him go, but I like that for Pete.
Oops. Thought I already hit the button. 1 second. Why is this not letting me nominate the person I'm trying to nominate?
Is it still not working?
1 sec. I'll just do a different person, but I can't nominate anybody. It's not letting me nominate. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
This is not who I was originally going to nominate, but that's fine. I was literally just hitting nominate, trying to see why it wasn't popping up.
But I'm good with you putting him up there because we can talk about how the Cardinals are probably going to mess up.
I like Brendan Donovan a lot. I don't need him.
He's the one guy who can break the Cardinal curse.
I mean, Wilson Contreras is breaking the Cardinal curse, but there are guys on the Cardinals I like. I like Nolan Gorman. I like Brendan Donovan. I just think they don't like the guys I like, right? Like they play other dudes more, and I don't get it. I just go back to, we can't trade for Juan Soto because Dylan Carlson is too much to ask, and it's Dylan Carlson, y'all. And Juan Soto.
Man, do I want to go to 8 on Paxton?
You bet.
That's tough. Good price.
Yeah. That's when I was like, I feel like $7 is a good price on Paxton, but I couldn't quite get myself to click the 8. So.
Well, here's another one that's going to be really interesting. Shane McClanahan.
Yeah, I mean, McClanahan's good enough to be worth sitting on for a year, so.
Although I did that with Bueller last year, and it's not looking good for me right now.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Bueller fan anyways, whereas I think McClanahan is legitimately one of the best pitchers in baseball, and so I think that to me is the difference there, although the fact that Bueller is having health issues is a whole other story.
I'm picking up all the injured pitchers. Got Brandon Woodruff and Shane McClanahan. I'm playing for next year as well.
Those stashes are useful, and they'll get added at some point. They will likely get added to the 60-day IL, which will open up another roster spot for you. Let's see. So yeah, I mean,
this might be Carlos's last guy.
Yeah,
he's got to make it special.
Him and Tim and Raymond. There's a couple of teams. We got 4 teams down to 2 or fewer spots left. How about that?
I see Penny's comment in the chat here, and I am having a good night. Thank you.
All right, I'm letting Carlos miss because I don't know. I gave him an extra 30 seconds, but so be it.
Ooh, okay, that's intriguing.
Chris, it's another injured pitcher.
Yeah, I think he's going to be too rich for my blood right now. He's much better than the guys that I got, but I'm assuming he'll go for like $10 at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I mean, I'll take him for 6. If somebody else doesn't want him, that's fine. I mean, but if someone bids 7, I won't bid again.
I don't have the money for it, so
he's just so consistently hurt.
Yep.
But at $6, you get like 4 starts of Jacob deGrom. That'll be worth it. Okay, people. There we go.
Oh.
Dansby. Huh.
I love this for whoever's going to get Dansby.
What kind of season are you expecting from him this year, Sarah?
The season he had 2 years ago, he was dealing with a heel contusion for most of last year, which cut down on his stolen bases and also moved him down the lineup. And I just think he's going to come back really strong.
I agree.
You talked me into it. Oh, then I lost.
I might have talked a few people into it. Sorry.
That's okay.
But I know, I think last year was a down year for him, and he's still the same guy. He was just hurt last year.
Yeah. I cut him at 20 in the off season. I just really didn't have room to keep him at that or to bid 18 here. So Buxton.
It's like the Jacob deGrom of hitters.
It really is.
Does he ever steal again?
I don't think very much. He claims he wants to, but I don't know.
Do you ever give him a green light on the base paths? Or is that always like...
So it's another thing that Pete and I talked about on Keeper Cut this week with Buxton. Like, at some point, like, they have tried everything. They've asked him not to run. They've kept him out of the field. Like, they've done all these things to try to keep him healthy, and none of it's worked. And so at some point, if you're the Twins, you just say, screw it. Do whatever you want. Like, if you're not going to be healthy anyways, you might as well be yourself. Like, be the best Byron Buxton you can be for however many games we have you, because trying to keep you protected isn't going to help. So that's the only way I could see them giving him the green light, is if they're just like, look, he's getting hurt anyways. We might as well let him run while he's here. But I don't know.
It's a great comment in the auction. Chad bidding on Byron Buxton is his way of sharing that he has been kidnapped.
I have been so down on Buxton for so long, and his price has finally corrected. It's just forever people were like, I felt like people were bidding on him like he was going to be healthy, and the guy, like, 90 games would be practically a miracle.
Daniel,
but it's $7. I get it.
Can't do it. I really like Reese Olson, y'all.
He's so dreamy.
He is one of my most rostered players in redraft right now.
And that park that he pitches in, oh, thank you.
Park in that division.
Yeah, it works out great.
That's a great pickup, Sam.
I was secretly hoping I'd get him for $1, but
he's not named Paul Goldschmidt, so
I know.
You're never gonna live that down.
Do it on
$1 polys.
I was literally trying to spend your all's money.
Well, you failed.
We're slowly but surely making you feel bad about the fact that you got a $1 Paul Goldschmidt, which you can just be rubbing our faces in.
Like, I truly feel like I owe the entire league an apology.
Oh my God, no.
No.
Oh, Carlos is back, by the way.
Okay.
Hi, Carlos. I think the biggest fights I ever got to in my house was trying to do math homework with my child. Is that a universal? Has anybody else gotten into a fight with their kids or their parents about doing math homework?
Just me. No, homework is always a fun challenge. Homework and getting ready for activities with the kids is always like, okay, no, you can't just sit at home and keep playing video games. You have soccer practice or swimming or whatever. Those are the things there's always fights about. I really don't want Max Muncy, but I need power and a third baseman. So here we go.
Here it is.
All right.
I can see the third baseman, and I figured maybe I could get him for less than $7. So I'm not bidding. Hands are right here. Well, you can't really see.
Oh,
there.
No.
Ooh. Chad, do you ever feel like because you won this league and you have a lot of experience in this format that maybe people are seeing the players that you like and drafting based on that?
Maybe. I mean, I will say, like, I definitely see people bid on players and think like that's a smart manager who like knows a lot about this position or this team or whatever, and like it intrigues me. So I do think people think that way. I don't know whether or not they think that about me. I don't know, but it's possible.
DVR is in on DL Hall.
I definitely I'm in a couple leagues, one league. I'm in at least one league, maybe two that Eno is in. And anytime like a random pitcher gets nominated and Eno bids, I'm like, oh, I'm going higher. I don't know what I don't even know who this guy is, but I'm bidding on him.
I can't decide what I think of DL Hall.
No one can, unfortunately. Like, talking to some scouting contacts, you'll get one guy say that they think that he's starting pitcher who's going to be a SB3. Then you'll run into somebody that says he might not even make it in the pen because he doesn't throw enough strikes. So it's a gamble, but I think the stuff's there. I mean, it's at times 3+ pitches. Like I said, at times. And here's a fact. In high school, he could flat-foot it, and I think he's listed 6'1", but he's like 5'11", flat-footed. He could dunk the basketball. And, that's always usually a good sign for athletes on the mound if they can do that sort of thing. That sort of thing. This is the type of information you get when you talk to amateur scouts.
No, for sure. I love you sharing it because I
get this stuff that is like etched in your brain that whenever you see the player, listed somewhere or whatever, that's all you can think of is that weird fact about him.
Yeah, that's interesting. I appreciate you sharing it because I go back and forth on DL Hall. Sometimes I'm really interested. Oh, 1 second, I have to nominate someone here.
It's always the fun thing about streaming while you're drafting is all of a sudden you're in the middle of like making a point. You're like, wait, I want to bid on this player. Wait, I got to nominate somebody.
I'm trying. Okay, the same thing that was happening before. There we go.
Cedric Mullins.
But yeah, I've drafted DL Hall a couple of times, and other times I'm just out, and I just, it's literally like my mood depending on the day.
Mm-hmm. He's tantalizing. I saw him really good in low A. I'm glad that report that I wrote on him is like 4 or 5 years old now, so it's out of anybody's recent history.
How far has Cedric Mullins fallen? Does $6 seem like a bargain for him, or is that the right price?
I don't regret not bidding 7. I guess that's my answer.
Crazy.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat in here.
You're welcome.
I just read it too.
This is another guy that I'm super interested in, like could be great, and I'm not sure I believe in it.
Yeah, he's a guy I was thinking $1 or $2, I'd be happy, but
Ooh, 3.
Oh, thinking about that $3, I'm glad Carlos did it because I really didn't want to.
But
I was
he's
maybe
pitching
going
in
to.
Detroit, y'all. Like Detroit is a great place to pitch.
Well, and all of a sudden, this like it feels like they've had such issues with injuries with their pitchers, and it's like who knows where things will go from here. But like at this moment right now, they look like they're doing really great things with their arms. So see if that lasts, beyond spring training. But it's intriguing for sure.
Another injured pitcher. Yeah, I can't grab another injured pitcher as much as I want to.
Oh, what a value.
You need to nominate Sixto Sanchez and see if somebody throw a $2 on him.
No, please.
So DVR now has Felix Bautista and Sandy Alcantara for like $9.
He also has DL Hall for 10. So
true enough.
So I think I only have one shortstop on my roster. So I think I need to find another shortstop at some point.
DVR's on one, man. That's funny.
Oh, Sam. I invite you to this league, and you go and do me like that.
I get home runs, boss.
I do too, actually.
Come on, man. What are you doing to me? I don't have any money.
Do you not have more? Oh, no, you don't have very much left anymore.
I spent all my money. It was so much fun. I want to do it again.
Pete. Oh, man. I'm taking one last shot at it. I waited to the last second, which I hate doing. I do it all the time, but I don't like doing it. It's never like a strategic thing. It's always just like until I get down to 1 second and panic. Oh, Pete, doing it right back to me. I think I'm gonna have to bow out.
This is some keep cut drama.
Yeah, this is gonna end the podcast. We'll never be able to record again because of the
I was gonna say
Thomas battle.
Do y'all want to come talk about Willie Adonis on Fantasy Feud?
We could, but it sounds like we're both on the same side about him. So you have to find someone who doesn't like Willie Adonis to argue with us.
Oh,
Luke Raley. And Luke Raley did so many good things for so many of my teams last year, and then he tanked them all in the second half. I can't forgive him.
We just need 4 good months out of him.
Am I the only person that thinks that music sounds like a Legends of Zelda thing?
Huh?
The music when it like announces the guy is like when you walk into a Zelda dungeon.
I only remember 8-bit Zelda, so all of the sounds that I have are 8-bit for that. Is that the same one that you're talking about? The original Nintendo one?
Kind of, yeah. Like the doo-doo-doo-doo.
I'll have to listen now.
I really like that, Chris.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your Brandon Drury.
That was about as high as I was going to go. I was praying that you weren't going to.
I was tempted
go
to also.
All right, here it comes. Here's the sound.
Except only if I nominate somebody.
Well, you're going to nominate somebody, though. It's very Zelda.
When Kirk was in the Appalachian League, I thought he was a coach when I was scouting him.
Really?
Yes. Well, I've never seen a catcher in the Appalachian League look like a
bowling ball,
short round bowling ball. Like,
that's a great value.
I was sitting next to a really good friend of mine, and he was like, dude, that's their catcher. Like, no.
Part of why I want Alek Manoah to get fixed is because he was so great to Alejandro Kirk when that troll dude was like giving him grief about his body on the internet.
I missed that. I didn't know. I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah, there was like video of Alejandro Kirk running the bases, and some guy came out and was like, "Oh, this is why baseball's terrible," or whatever, as if he wasn't an athlete. And Alek Manoah came in from the top rope to defend his dude.
Love hearing stuff like that.
It's my favorite part of baseball.
So Christian Javier is another guy I'm curious to know what people are expecting from him, because I was so high on him going into last year.
Yeah.
And I got so burned.
Same.
Yep.
And I was thinking $4 seemed like I wanted to try it out, and $5 did not.
Yeah, $3 made sense for me, but $5 was a little too much for me.
Sarah, more injured pitchers.
I feel like it's my brand now. I have to at least bid once. DVR wasn't here to drive it up, so
He does price enforce.
Esther.
yeah, I have 4 guys at the bottom of my reserve list right now on my software that have crosses on them for being hurt.
Trying to go through my sheet now and get a sense of like, who are those guys I still want to target who are still out there? It's getting thin.
Is not online.
Oh, huh. Well. Oh, Pete's saying he wants to join the stream. Isn't showing. Oh, there he is. What happens if we put 5 of us? There we go. Hey, Pete.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, what's
Hello.
up, Pete?
Pete.
It's gonna be a long night, man.
You only have 24 more spots to fill.
I wasn't looking. I lost track, and I purposely wasn't looking. So
Also, the good thing is when everybody else is done, if you want, you can just like email me a list of names.
okay.
And I can just put them on your team so we can save you from sitting through because otherwise you have to sit through the countdown to nominate and then the 15-second timer while the guy goes down, because even though there's nobody to nominate, it will still do that.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's thrilling. Let me tell you, as a commissioner, there's nothing I enjoy more than sitting in an auction I'm not participating in while one person takes 10 minutes finishing their roster. Okay, I did say I needed power.
Well, this guy.
How badly do I need it?
Give you that at least.
How badly do I need it?
I will not let you get him for $2.
No?
No,
You don't want him for 3.
I kind of do.
I love it when the two of you bid against each other.
You can have him for 4.
You could have just stopped on Adamas a couple dollars earlier, and then you could have had Giancarlo Stanton instead.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just live without Stanton. I almost let you just take him when you bid me up last second, and I quickly looked at what shortstops are left, and I was like, "Oh, can't do that."
Well, at least between Stanton and Buxton, I've added half an outfielder in this draft. So
That's
Half
about
an
right.
outfielder.
That counts, right?
I think it is.
Maybe 2/3. I mean, you never know.
But I need power, and that 2/3 of an outfielder could hit 60 home runs. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
could being the operative word, but yes.
Oh, I got to nominate. Who do I want to put up there?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I probably should have waited, but
There's one of your boys.
It's an interesting player. He has a lot of value. I love the multiple position eligibility.
He was pretty good down the stretch last year.
Yep.
yeah. I've mentioned that I need shortstop and third base. There it
There you
is. Oh, but Sam's going to
You
take
did.
him from me.
You did say that you need those. I
Did say that.
heard it. It happened.
All right, fine.
That's cold, Sam.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm still over half a roster to go, man. This is.
I do like Renifo, so
No, I do too. I have them in a bunch of places.
I have such a weird roster.
Me too.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 middle infield eligible players, but only 2 of them play shortstop. One of them might have to be my third baseman. And I have like 10 outfielders, but they're all just outfielders. Oh, where'd Daniel go? There we go.
No. And this would be one of the guys I get when all of you are gone.
Is Kauser the first like prospect, like true like prospect that we've had go in this? We've had
we had Noble Meyer.
Oh, Noble Meyer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're like late into the night for prospects to just be appearing, but I guess Meyer was there before, so.
I mean, Noble Meyer was pretty random.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Who are we going to nominate? Let's bring the Riz out.
I mean, when y'all were bidding on Giancarlo Stanton, I'm like, there's another Yankee I like more.
If Rizzo played outfield, I would have waited on him.
Fair enough. I think Rizzo has more home runs than Giancarlo Stanton this year, though.
He feels good.
Yeah.
Concussion symptoms seem to be completely gone. 2 home runs the other day, and he only had 1 over a few months down the stretch.
Let's do something.
And I had Cano, and I was like, oh, this is great. Bautista's out. Cano is going to be the closer. They screwed me. Now I'm mad at the Orioles.
I really thought about going 2 there. Do we really trust Kimbrel?
That is exactly why I nominated him, because I don't trust Craig Kimbrel, and I have Craig Kimbrel.
Yeah, I think having him as a handcuff is easier than having him as a gamble
100%.
Because I don't super trust Kimbrel, but like I would be totally unsurprised if he just held that job, even if he's not the best. Like this is the counterpoint to the Estevez Stevenson situation, where like I just think Stevenson is so much better than Estevez that I get paying more for the guy who's second in line. Whereas like I think Cano might be better than him, and Kimbrel might still just sit in that job all year by being good enough.
No, I think you're totally right. And but I love that because I have Kimbrel. So I was hoping no one was going to bid him up.
No, it's complete sense for you to have him.
Totally.
I wish I had money to at least put another $1 on him.
You what?
I would have loved to have bid him up for $3 for you, but you know.
I don't think I would have gone $3, so you would have wound up with a
I don't have the money to with, so.
No.
Sevy.
Yeah, that's an interesting nominee.
Let's see, I took Buxton and I took Stanton.
Going for all your favorite players here. Yeah.
You're supposed to collect them all.
I guess that's what happens when I don't have enough money to bid on players I actually like, is I take guys I don't want.
Oh, the Welsh came back.
Yeah, came in to steal.
He made his last nomination. He missed the one before that, but he made this one.
Wow, this is all right.
Ooh.
You're not like just mad at him for being a traitor.
I mean,
I guess he had nothing to do with it. So
yeah.
I think the Red Sox just got sick of him.
Oh my God! Thank God. Outfield is looking. Woo.
Yeah.
I feel like it's already too late.
I'm just not a Verdugo fan.
I'm not either. But yeah. He'll balance out Willie Adames' average. How about that? There we go.
Whatever you have to tell yourself, Pete.
Yeah, that's it.
I like Malloy.
Yeah.
I have no idea when the Tigers are finally going to give him a shot. I thought they were going to do it last year at some point, but
I think that's why he went for $1.
yeah.
What, you don't believe in Matt Bierling and Zach McKinstry?
Zach McKinstry had the 2 weeks where he looked like Babe Ruth. So
It's true.
if he just replicates that over 6 months.
That's what
As long
Jed
as he can do
Hoyer
it for
saw in
2
him
months.
for all those months.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that.
For a backup catcher that I can play, like I don't need him for more than 81 games, so I can play him when he's at home.
Yep. Yeah, the catcher rules. That's a great get.
This guy. I'm done with this guy, man.
Yeah. Me too.
Has anyone actually seen him? Are we sure he still exists?
He's a unicorn.
He like gives quotes every once in a while about how like he's feeling better.
Does anyone actually see him saying these words, though?
Ooh.
I like that, Sam.
I don't understand why. Like, I feel like there should be a ton of talk about him getting like a starting job for the Jays right now. And I feel like it's not being talked about. And the Jays, like, they have a lot of holes in that lineup. They could use someone like him.
Sam.
Sarah, come on.
Damn it.
I like Rojas.
I love Rojas. Why are you doing this to me?
It's fun. I'm not doing anything to you. Oh my God, that was so great. A $2 Rojas. Let's go.
Congratulations on your $2 Johan Rojas.
That kid has never seen a game that he didn't want to play 150%.
It's exactly no, talk about a chip plus guy.
Oh my God, absolutely. And he's that kind of player that all he did was hit when he got up. He just don't send me down. Whatever it takes to not get sent down, I'm going to do that.
Indeed. Everybody's like, oh, he can't hit 300 again. I'm like, are we sure? I don't think he's going to hit 300. I do think he could steal. If he gets on base, he's going to steal a ton of bags.
I could see him hit 275, 280, though.
Yeah, I love
thought
that
about
for you.
nominating Varsho multiple times, and I was worried that I would get him for $1. I feel really good right now about not nominating him. Actually, it's not even that I don't think he's valuable. I think he could have a really good season. I just don't need him. I didn't want him on my roster the way my roster is set up.
You don't want a 230 average with 15 homers and 10 steals and like 40 runs and 40 RBI? You sure?
I think he's going to bounce back.
Is he?
I think so.
Is
We got huge Dalton Varsho fans.
I don't know. I mean, I think
right now.
I think he's going to bounce back, but not enough that I wasn't scared to get him for $1. So,
Oh, Pete.
Sarah wants to do it. Hit that +1, Sarah.
I
knew it
you
was
know
coming.
how long I'm going to be here tonight? Like, this is...
just go
I
to
can't do
$3.
it. I
You
can't
can do it.
I don't
You
believe
should do
that much.
That is
in
a
the
40
team.
home run bat. That's a 40 home run bat.
Well, he's playing in KC. I'll give you 25.
He hit 16 in KC in a month and a half.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Jorge Soler went there, and I was like, oh, what a terrible landing spot for Jorge Soler. He's going to be awful in Kansas City, and it's like, oh, okay.
Hopefully, he has that same zeal in San Francisco.
I'll take Nelson Velasquez in lieu of Johan Rojas.
We'll have to nominate again.
The problem is, it looks like all of the outfielders are gone. I don't think I can have a fifth outfielder.
I got one for you.
Pass.
Oh. I really like this league. Y'all are great.
This is a good league.
There's a couple of guys here I would nominate in the outfield.
Can you send me those names? Oof.
Well, here, Pete.
As soon as I'm done.
Got a Houston fan confirming that McCullers is in front of the media when he says those words.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy AI things that I just
Lance McCullers just is a deep fake. It's just
What do
all
y'all
those
think of
times you
Nolan
remember him
Shanuel?
pitching.
What?
What do y'all think of Nolan Shanuel?
I think he's an OBP king.
Yeah.
he's
It's
a
such
baby. He's got
Let's go.
time to grow.
It's such a weird guy for first base, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough fit on a roster.
Yeah.
As much power as I'd like, but
he's so young.
Yeah. I like the hit
mean,
tool.
if he reworks that approach or swing, he could probably get to power. I mean, he's a big kid. I think that was the allure and why he was so highly ranked on the MLB draft boards.
Mm-hmm.
Was the thought that, okay, maybe down the line he becomes a power hitter. But I don't see it happening with the Angels.
thank you guys for Luis Matos. I'm very excited about him also for $1.
You're not alone. I know there's some people out there who are like big Matos fans. So
I have him on my watch list. I just can't afford anything more than $1 at this point.
I think I have him for like $6 in an Ottoneu league where I had somebody else managing my draft for me. And that manager
We're gonna do this again.
Are you referring to my $8 Tanner Houck?
I put him in my queue and I was like, wait a second, he's on a roster.
Houck?
Yeah.
Well, I was about to cut him, and then I was like, he's probably the 5th starter, and I think I still like him $8 enough, so I
he's now the 4th starter. And
yeah, right. Now he's
excited about the
definitely has a job.
Yeah.
What if they had Jordan Montgomery?
What if they signed Blake Snell?
They're not doing any of this stuff. They're gonna sign Rich Hill in June.
I'm mostly just picking on Pete because he is annoyed that the Red Sox are doing nothing, but is very worried they might sign Jordan Montgomery, who he doesn't want.
I agree with this. I want them to sign Blake Snell, who can miss bats.
I do too. Yes,
not Jordan Montgomery, who is a contact guy who will have Von Grisham in the defense behind him.
I'd so much rather Snell. So much rather Snell. And like they could get both. They should get both, but this is the world we live in now.
Well, you can thank Jed Hoyer for that. He trained Craig Breslow.
I don't blame Breslow.
I blame Hoyer.
It's John Henry. Oh, it's me again. That was quick.
Yeah, there aren't that many teams left, so it's going to start coming up fast.
This guy's going to be the best 5th outfielder in the league.
He might be. Honestly, post type sleeper.
Yeah, that's what I'm betting on. I haven't stopped typing him, but
I've heard none of his teammates like him. So
what is he, like 38 years old now? Crazy, I got him for $1. Wow.
Although that does remind me. Hold on a second.
All right, come on, nominate this guy.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Whatever.
That's all you have for me is whatever.
I have to fill 21 more spots, man. So
Ooh,
I almost nominated him last time.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be the ones I get late. He has to learn how to hit the ball in the air.
I thought that might be my cheap third baseman, but nope.
God, you know times are tough when the top outfielders
I got to
like
nominate
Brantley. And Nick Senzel is below him. So
let's see.
Nick Senzel.
Love him. Happy to have him. This is one of your boys this year, huh?
I've always been a Montas fan. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't love that park. He seems very broken, but I've always been a fan. And, I'll keep showing him some support.
He could bounce back. A lot of rest for that shoulder he's had.
Yeah. What do I got? I have 8 spots left.
How many minor spots do we have? Do we ever use those?
So in your actual roster, like you can have basically as many as you want. You have to have a full active major league lineup. But like if you want to use every one of your bench spots for a minors guy, you can do that. So it's really up to you. There isn't like a minors spot per se. 40-man roster that includes majors and minors.
Okay. There's just on the actual roster sheet, I saw that there's a minor section.
So
it doesn't
you're
matter.
looking, that's an organization tool, basically. Right. That's just like the existence of that minor slot is just to help you keep track of where guys are.
Sam, it's your nom.
I know.
Okay.
I'm moving.
I was really hoping he would come up later.
I was really hoping he'd come up now.
Oh, man.
So can we nominate players that are in the minors that are not in the Ottoneu player list?
They should be in the player list. So when you're going to find players, there's a drop down right above the search button that says majors by default, and you can switch it to all or to MILB or to majors.
Oh, thank you. That's the toggle I was not seeing.
Yeah, the player universe for Ottoneu is basically anybody in a major league org. So any minor league player should be in there.
Got it. Got it. I found my player once I hit that toggle. Appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
Chad, I didn't want to ask this while he was nominated, but will Ronnie Mauricio retain all that eligibility, even though he's not going to play this year, probably?
No. So if a player does not play, they will basically start over next year as util only. It'll take him, 5 games of whatever position he's playing to earn that position. But yeah, he will not maintain that for next year.
Got it. Okay. That's good to know.
God, but he is still such a value at $2 because he's going to come back fine.
Yeah.
And he was good.
He was real good. Looked like a 2020 guy.
Mariners. I watched that whole series. He was just electric.
Yeah, that's a fun player.
Mm-hmm.
But like as an example, like Rhys Hoskins is util only right now. Right?
Oh, right. Yep.
Indeed.
He didn't play enough last year, so he's util only. But presumably within the first week of the season, he'll play 5 games. He'll make 5 starts at first base and earn first base back.
Oh, my boy is still there. Let's go. I cannot believe my 5th outfielder is Nick Senzel. I'm sorry. That's just... It's taking me a minute to process that.
Okay, so Nick Senzel or Victor Robles?
Senzel.
Choose? Is this debate rules where you don't have to choose?
I don't know. This sounds like something we should bring up on Fantasy Feud, though.
Sam.
What? What'd I do?
I want these players. You know what?
He's having a really good spring training, and he really is going to have an opportunity to pitch all year. So I'm excited for him.
Can't do it. Got too many.
Pete, you have 21 open roster spots?
I do.
Wow.
It's the Ronald Acuna effect.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized that. I thought I was going to wait out this auction, but I'm obviously not.
No,
I think I probably should have bid on Suarez right there.
Yeah, whatever.
I was convinced you would.
I don't need that power. I already have Senzel.
Let's see. Where am I going to go next?
I already have Senzel.
2020 season incoming. I've said it for like 6 years in a row now. So
it's the third base sleeper we've been waiting for.
that's right. No. I don't trust him because of his new haircut.
I'm only in because of the haircut.
He looks.
No, Sean Manaea
looks
is
good.
definitely Samson.
No, he rocks both the looks pretty well. He's got that like Aquaman, Jason Momoa look, and then he's got like that clean cut other shit going on. Like he's all right. Nobody's offended if I say another man is attractive, are they?
No.
Obviously
Oh,
not.
no.
I think I already said that. He's a good looking guy. I feel like I didn't notice under all the hair, and then they cut the hair off, and it's like, oh, okay.
I should have bid on McGill. That was stupid. That was stupid.
This is my favorite thing about fantasy baseball. That's one of those sentences that only makes sense in this draft.
I almost asked you, Sam, when you said you found your guy, if it was going to be him, and I was like, I'll wait and see. But I had a feeling that's who it was, and he's a really nice $1 pickup.
Oh, dreamy. He's just, oh my God. Hey, I have season tickets to the Aqua Sox, Chad. If you want to come up, I make that offer to everybody that is in the fantasy industry. If you want to watch free Everett Aqua Sox baseball, I have season tickets behind the dugout on the third base side.
I need to get up there. My son has been asking to go, and so we gotta get up there and
I got
check
2
it out.
tickets for you, man. Muchas
gracias, mi amigos.
Bring your kid up. Oh, what happened? Oh my!
You were too busy being a good host and just let Michael Garcia slide through. Oh, he's there. He'll probably nominate.
I love you, Sam.
John means business.
I'm never talking again. Happy fun time is over for me. I'm done. Yeah. I love that. Ryan Beck, love that Michael Garcia price. Absolutely. That kid is just going to hit bombs and steal bases this year. People are not in his power. And I think he's 15 to 20 at minimum, and he could hit 25 in Kansas City. I love Michael Garcia.
So do I.
God bless America. Do you need a third baseman?
I kind of do. I mean, I have Nolan Arenado, but he could get hurt.
He sucks.
And Christopher Morel will get third base eligibility, and I have Matt Chapman. I don't know. Make me a deal.
Yeah, I don't think you need any third baseman. He's a third baseman anyway. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I might need pitching, though. I probably have neglected my pitching a little bit.
There you go. There you go. There's always a pathway.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Pete.
Are we really going to do this?
Pete, what do you mean are we really going to do this? Like, I'm not doing this to be an asshole.
All right, we're doing it.
Ooh.
This is amazing. I love you both.
How many players do you have left to get?
406, I think.
Okay, let's leave it there.
400.
You can take him. The Red Sox have terrible luck. You just got the future Andrew Benintendi.
He's going to be 2020 in the second half this season. They're not going to be able to keep him out of Fenway.
I hope so. That's a win-win for me.
Are you a Sox fan?
I am, yeah.
All right. Then I'm really sorry I bid $6, but
I knew I should have waited. I knew it.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. After Michael Garcia got by me, I'm going to pay attention to everybody.
Lance Lynn. That was awkward.
That's very awkward.
Lance Lynn for $1. I wasn't paying attention.
I think I just died.
I'm sorry.
Eh. Fine. Pretty unexcited about that series.
This was another one. You know what? I think if I'm
Ooh.
willing to go.
Oh,
here come the Cleveland fans. Bid on the next Willie Mays.
I do like Chase DeLauder.
I'm a huge DeLauder fan, but I'm not going to go to $4.
Go Guardians.
I have like 30 names in my queue, and it's still not enough to fill my roster.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it's funny.
Oh, it's objectively pretty funny.
Just so you know, Pete needs 21 players. The rest of the league combined needs 21 players.
Thanks for doing that math, Chad.
30.
Sam, you ready?
Yeah, no. Can I get an extra 30, pretty please?
Yeah, but it cost you Roman Anthony.
That is amazing that it's 21 and 21.
Oh, let's do that.
I like that.
Oh, I was going to nominate him next.
Yeah, you can have him.
I can't afford him. Congratulations.
And that's it for you, Sam, right? You're full up now.
Yeah. So anybody want to rake my draft? Is there anything I can learn? Was there any picks that I made that somebody was like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah,
I don't think so. I mean, I think that when you nominated prospects, you got prospects at cheaper prices. I think that's one of the weaknesses of folks in auctions, and especially these dynasty and keeper type auctions, where prospects go for an exorbitant amount of money when they're far away. I really liked your Montez pick, to be honest. I thought that was a great value for that type of player. He's going to be in the minor leagues for a few years, and I doubt arbitration people are going to really, affect his price. So when he's in the major leagues, he's going to be a single digit player, and that's kind of what you want out of your prospects when they debut.
Yeah, I like that Montez pick. You've got you're going to stash Ronnie Mauricio for $2. I like that.
Yeah, it's another.
I'm a fan of Josiah Gray. I've been sort of down on him, but I think he looks like he might be getting ready to turn a corner. Olsen was a good pickup. You got a few guys. I like that's you went early on. You got Yamamoto, Simeon O'Neill, Imanaga, and I thought that really was a good. There's only so much talent available in a second year auction when everybody's kept a bunch of dudes, and you got a lot of it.
Well, I agree with that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like I said, when I came into this draft, I really didn't have a strategy. I just knew that you need to pay for talent. And in this kind of a situation, like you were saying, it's not like you're waiting to see if somebody's going to take that player in front of you. Like, if you like that name in front of you, go get it. Go make that happen. So I felt like I had to. About my power, I think I don't have enough home runs, but I don't know. I like my steals. I like my average. I like my pitching now that I got a couple pieces to put into the front end of it. So we'll see. Cannot wait for real baseball to start. What are we, 21 days away?
Too many days
Not
away.
even, because we got the Soul series.
Oh, that's right. When is that? March 21st?
I think it's
like 2 weeks.
20th, I think. I think it's 20th.
I think it's the 20th, but it's at like 3 a.m. or something on the 20th.
We should do watch parties for that.
Yeah,
I'm
just saying,
Sarah, absolutely.
It's officially on the 20th, but it's really on the 19th because you're not waking up on the 20th to watch it. You're staying up on the 19th. So at least I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the West Coast. Let's see.
Oh my God, this is. Oh, okay.
Whoops.
Rats.
All right, Joe. Well, I am done, so I'm going to bounce.
Have a great evening
as well.
It was wonderful hanging out with
you guys
y'all.
for being here.
Yeah, this was fun. Thanks for setting up the StreamYard, and I love chatting baseball with y'all, so this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, anytime. Peace and love.
Man, I really thought I was going to like corner the A's rotation with Boyle and Sears, but I guess not.
Let's check in with the roster here.
Brock Stewart's a pretty good rates and Ks pickup.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my bullpen now. We got 2 more spots to fill, and there is.
I may just I need 2 more relievers as well, and I may just roll with 3 relievers because
that's a good call.
I don't know.
There's one guy I kind of want. I might, but I'll wait. I can get him with my eventual email to you of all the names I want.
Yeah.
Gavin Stone. Didn't know he was still there.
I mean, you're going to get like 15 $1 guys. You have plenty of money to bid to on Stone if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm good. Just in case I get bid up on the guys I really want.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, let's just get this guy out of the way. I feel like I don't want him at all, but at this point, I should get him. That should be a player on my roster at this point.
He might pick up outfield eligibility.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, I need a middle infielder anyway. Oh, all right. If I'm going to get him for $1,
yeah.
Sweet. All right, that made me a little happy.
Seeing Giolito go up.
Oh, no. I meant the $1 India. Giolito's
Chris,
toast. I feel bad.
You think Giolito's going to pitch this year, Chris? Or you just, if he does,
dude, I just threw $1 out there. I mean,
yeah,
that's harmless. If he does come back in 2-3 months,
yeah,
his velo was up.
Value. If it's not, like,
yeah.
All right. No, let's not do that. Let's do this one.
I hope Giolito's healthy, man. I mean, he's clearly not, but I hope he doesn't get surgery. I wanted to see him in a Red Sox jersey. Other than spring training. That was a nice little get.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that for $1. I mean, I need some power. I could use some third base depth. Montero. I don't know. I may run into an issue between Montero and Diaz with having 2 guys I can really only use when the Rockies are at home. But
Ty France feels like a potential bounce back, doesn't he?
Well, he went to Driveline.
Yeah.
Supposedly added like 3 miles per hour of exit velocity or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I trust that or what it'll actually mean in practice, but the reports are good.
I mean, he was once good, so we'll see.
Where are we here? Oh, in the deep. Well, they're down to their last guy. Let's see who they want that last guy to be.
Dustin May.
That's another team, by the way. I was saying before that there are teams that I watch, like who they're bidding on, and I really. This is nothing against Schwebzy, but I really trust Jordan's evaluations of pitchers, and so, like, now I want to go take a closer look at Dustin May because I've been sort of staying away from him. Alec Thomas, I have finally quit you.
He's pretty good in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could. Like, he's got a lot of talent. I've been a big Alec Thomas fan for a while, and I just can't keep doing it. But that probably means he's gonna have a big year.
I mean, outside of the postseason, though, I mean, he has not done anything right. Like launch angle, exit velocity, like everything is kind of a mess.
Well, guys,
okay. Chris, you're out too.
Have a great evening. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me in this league. I appreciate it.
Nice job, man.
Thanks for joining.
I get to go to bed. You guys are still up. So.
It'll start going much quicker, I think.
To be fair, it's also not quite 8 p.m. for me.
Oh, yeah. It's 11 o'clock here. I'm ready for bed. So thank you guys again.
Thanks,
take care.
See you, Chris.
Yeah, Pete, it's just you and me.
Wait, we're the only two in the oh yeah. 16-6. No. Oh no, the Welsh still has 3.
But he's not here, so I don't know if I think he may have pieced out. I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll see what's going on.
What's the play?
The play is for you and I to go back and forth, at least for
right.
now.
You do still have to get players. That's right.
Yes. I'm not done yet, and you're not done yet.
I'm very far from being done. Although, honestly, man, I still like my roster. Like, it's a weird spot to be in.
Oh, he is still here. He just popped right back in.
Oh, sweet. I
Take
don't want
Michael
Kopech.
Kopech.
$28 Vlad. Was that weird?
I don't know.
Like for a standard roto, maybe not. But I thought I was getting him on the kind of cheap there.
I think the thing with that is I don't think it's cheap for this year. I think what it's cheap for is the potential that he becomes more.
Yeah, that's probably right. All right, I'll just
whatever you got here. That was the reliever I was also somewhat eyeing.
Interesting. I mean, now there's 2 people in front of him for saves, so I just think the ratios will be pretty good.
Yeah.
Because they got, not only do they have what's his face, the kid, but did they get Hector Neris? Is that who the Cubs got?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think they did.
They got Alison as the guy. So
yeah, that's the kid I was trying to think of. But yeah, they got Hector Neris. Merriweather as the 7th. Wow, there's a name from the past. Holy moly,
he's back and throwing hard and
I'll always be a believer.
Bullpen. And it's like he both has the potential to be a starter in the future and is in a bullpen that who knows?
Yeah,
who's going to be getting saves there? So Seth Brown.
Yeah, he's just trying to call it quits.
Brown's a fun little like platoon guy, though.
Yeah, especially it is daily. Cool. So
yeah. How many more spots do I have to fill? 4.
Is it me or you? It's me. Okay.
It's you.
All right. Well, I now want this guy.
Do I need more spots? Willier.
Need to just throw some outfield darts here. It is.
I think I need one more starting pitcher, and then I think I can be a little flexible. I like Abreu though. He was on my list.
Yeah.
Do I need another pitcher? I think I need another pitcher. Who do I want that other pitcher to be?
I just hope it's not the one pitcher that I want, because I will have to bid. It is not Alec Manoah, if that's what you're wondering.
We're going to go a different route. Hold off on the pitcher for now.
Ah, your boy, he had another big game.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about his chance to have a real impact this year. So
yeah. His OPS in spring is like over 1,500 right now.
I've been watching Basallo. I'm gonna let him go though.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Get the Welsh out of here.
Down to just you and me.
And I need 14 players.
Yeah.
All right, I really wanted this guy, so.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have a look at this.
Bidding war at the very end here, but I think that's I think the end of the bidding war.
Yeah, that's plenty of money for him. He might not even make the rotation. He has no control.
So what we'll do here is you're down to 13. I've got my 3. We'll go back and forth until I'm done, and then we'll just call it. And then shoot me an email tonight. I'll get those guys added in the morning or something like that, or tonight probably, because I'll be up later than you.
Perfect.
Where am I going next?
I need 13 spots filled. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in my queue. Oh my God, this is going to be awful. All right, him.
Let's do that.
Wow, you nominated. Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I really don't mean to do this to you, but
it's okay. Huh. This guy's on.
All right. I know you like this guy too. So.
I do. That's what I thought. I'll let you have him. I'm nice.
Thank you. You could have bid me up, and I wouldn't even have saw it. I'm still trying to fill my queue here with enough names.
Am I going to get Waldrop for $1?
Yeah, all you. I'll return the good graces there. He is nasty. All right, I know you don't want this guy.
Jenkins is too far off for my tastes.
That's what I figured.
I still have 2 spots left. I don't know how I feel about this, but whatever.
Oh, I didn't know he was still there.
He's a very exciting player.
I like Paddock. And he had what gets lost is like he had real major league success. Like he was legit.
Yes, I don't disagree. Of course.
Yeah, that
TJ.
Yeah, need my boy.
Right. Who do I want for my last guy? This guy's gone. I should check him off my list. Nothing looks exciting. Whoops.
Nice. He is Judge 2.0, isn't he?
This is purely like looks like he's knocking on the door. Maybe he's some insurance for, when Stanton goes down. So
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit pause.
Okay.
You owe me 9 names. You'll get them for $1 each.
I have 8. I'm gonna find it and I'm just gonna screenshot it and send it to you.
Okay. Well, why don't you read them off real quick? Because I can actually give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go to the commish tools and team management. We can keep it going on the stream just a little bit longer in case anyone wants to listen to you list random names.
Get that content in there.
Go for it.
Alec Burleson.
All right, hold on. Whoops.
Yeah, just let me know when you're ready for the next one.
Okay, next.
No rush. Aaron Ashby.
He was on my list. I was watching him. I was surprised DVR didn't go for him at some point.
Yeah, or in the deep.
Yeah.
This one's embarrassing, but Alec Manoah.
I don't think it's embarrassing for $1.
All right. Well, 2 catchers will be embarrassing. So let me know when you're ready for my 2 catchers.
I'm ready.
Austin Wells.
Okay.
Kyle Teal.
So not necessarily 2 catchers for today, but 2 catchers. I mean, Wells should be around this year, but Teal for the future.
Yeah.
How many more do you have? Do you have anyone else?
4 more.
Okay. I'm ready.
Our friend Geraldo Perdomo.
Yep.
Joey Ortiz.
Oh, nice. I had Ortiz on my list at one point. Go for it.
2 Cubby veterans. Javi Baez.
You know, I almost nominated Javier Baez on the basis that a $1 Javier Baez is probably a waste of $1, but who cares if I waste $1? And he says he's healthy, right?
Yeah. I'm wasting a lot of dollars right now. So.
And your last Cubby vet?
Kyle Hendricks.
Ooh. That one, I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I, but.
All right. So you are, that's it. You got all 9.
Yeah. Kyle Hendricks was the last ad there.
Awesome.
Sweet. Wow. That's so many $1 players. Holy crap.
Wow. We got this all done, including this random nonsense at the end, in 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised.
We powered through that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining.
Yeah. No,
Glad
thanks
you were able to
for
make it.
hosting and running everything, man. This is fun.
Yeah. We'll get this league going. Talk to you later.
All right, dude. See you later.